Steve Dunnington with Moog Music here at NAMM Show 2014, here at Harmony Central. And I'm showing Harmony Central the Sub 37, which is our latest synthesizer. It's a synthesizer engine built on the Sub Fatty. It's now with 37 keys, after pressure, 2 mod buses, duophonic mode, we call it paraphonic mode. You can split the control of the oscillators, feedback in the mixer, and all these extra controls that get you under the hood, all their under the hood stuff up on the hood, so you have really deep synthesis possibility, all at the touch of a button or twist of a knob. So let's start with our sound sources. Here's the oscillator section. It's pretty familiar stuff. We have 2 highly stable VCOs. We have our feature that we love, that's keyboard reset, so we can reset the phase of the oscillators with every note you play. This is great for sequencing or especially bass music. Got hard sync, and then you have this duo mode, so I can split the keyboard. So I can play intervals. They share the same VCA and filter, and if you only play one note in this mode, it's both oscillators in that same note. You can set the control of oscillator 2 here, whether it's the high note or the low note, or if it's just a drone. We have our frequency offset for oscillator 2, and beat frequency, which is a linear detune, which allows us to get rich. Let me get that back down there. It allows you to detune without going out of tune as you go up the keyboard. In the mixer section, here's where you combine all the sound sources. We have buttons to select on and off, so you can bring in a sound source with the touch of a button. Oscillator 1, sub oscillator, oscillator 2, noise source. And in this guy, external in, it says feedback external in. So if there's nothing plugged into the audio, external audio in, it's like a feedback control. So you can get into some kind of crazy unstable sounds with positive feedback. It's really fun, wild sounds. All that's before the filter. It goes into the filter. It's our classic Moog ladder filter. You can select frequency response here with the slope button, 6 pole, 12 pole, or 6 dB per octave, 12 dB per octave, 18 dB per octave, or 24 dB per octave. The multi-drive control is wrapped around the filter. It's a really nice distortion that adds a lot of warmth and grit to the sound. It's a great sounding filter. Our envelopes, you can modify the filter or the VCA here. They're full featured, the ADSR envelopes. You've got a shift button here, so you can have delay hold for your envelope shape, and also adjust the velocity amount and keyboard track. So it shifts the function of these buttons. These buttons here are really cool. Latch on, for instance. I can create looping envelopes here with the touch of a button. The cool thing about the looping envelopes is they go into the audio range, so you can get some really kind of ripping AM and FM sounds. This is really neat. It's a really fun thing to explore. Back over this way, for the oscillators, we have a really cool glide section. You can set the glide on for oscillator 1 or 2, or both. So that means you can have a glide on just a single oscillator and not on the other. That's a very nice thing. You got glide curves, legato glide, etc. We have an arpeggiator, and that's really nice. It's got an internal clock, or you can sync it to external MIDI clock. And all the UI gives it a really full-featured thing. And one of the neat things about this is we have a step entry step sequencer. Oh, I have that on. That's a bad idea. In a sec, here we go. Do this again. That's not a very good sequence, but we'll go with that. All right, we can go with that. And tweak away. So now I can take my LFOs in my mod section. I can sync them to the arpeggiator, or not if I didn't want to. Just put it to the filter. I'll add a little square wave to the pitch of oscillator 2. I don't know. Is it a hit? Probably not. But if you spend enough time on this thing, maybe you can come up with your own hit. Yeah, basically there's 256 presets. You see obviously this is all prototype. But that's going to be really nice, and you can change them here with this quick select bank, or you can change them up here with the display. Overall, it's just a really deep mono synth that you can also use as a duo synth, and it's a lot of fun. You know, get lost in it. It's great. It's the Sub 37. So it'll be coming out this spring, and its estimated street price in the U.S. is $14.99. So if you love synthesizers, do yourself a favor and go and check one out. You won't be disappointed.